Unit 5. Listening. Page 52. Exercises 3 and 4. 1. You hear two people talking about their hobby. What do they disagree about?
Hi, Megan. Great to see you here. You haven't been to Russian classes for a few weeks. You haven't lost interest, have you?
Hi, Sergey. You're right. It's a few weeks since I was here, but no, I love it just as much as ever. I just seem to have so many things happening at the moment, what with work and the kids. I'm not sure it's going to be worth paying the fees if this continues.
I know you work hardest out of all the students, but it's not that expensive and you can do a lot at home when you get a few minutes free, can't you?
That's true up to a point, but there's only so many hours in the day, and it's hard to motivate myself after a difficult day.
I'm sure you can do something if you plan it a little. Let's get a cup of coffee and think of a few ideas.
2. You hear a woman describing a meeting. What did the people at the meeting agree about?
Friday's planning meeting seemed to go on forever. It was all about what's going to happen with the knitting club dinner. You know, the event we have every summer. Well, there were only 5 of us there, and everybody had a different opinion on everything. Jack and Rod argued about how much to spend. Lisa wanted to ask all the members to come along, but Ben thought it should just be those who come to the meetings regularly. I suggested we have the dinner at that new Italian restaurant in town, and that was about the only time anybody saw eye to eye on anything. Honestly, it can be such hard work sometimes.
3. You hear a news report about a leisure centre. Who disagrees with the local mayor?
I'm standing outside the new leisure centre, which the local mayor says is going to improve life for local residents. I spoke to the new director, Millie Lomax, who described plans to get people involved in activities such as swimming, sports and new hobbies, which they haven't been able to do until now. However, those people who have already joined the leisure centre have yet to be convinced that it will be such a benefit. While they agree in principle, high fees, poor equipment and limited opening times mean that most people may not benefit.
4. You hear two friends talking about their camera club. What do they decide to do?
The camera club's really in trouble this year. If we don't raise some money, we might have to close down.
Oh no! I'm sure there's something we can do. We've got a load of old cameras that nobody uses. I bet we could put some of those online and make some money.
I agree to a certain extent, but I'm not sure any of that stuff is particularly valuable. It's all quite old. Maybe a photography contest is a better idea. We could charge people to enter.
It's probably a better idea than the summer fair we had last year. Do you remember how no one turned up and we ended up with boxes of cakes to take home?
That was the worst event ever. OK, let's speak to the other members and see what they think.
5. You hear two friends talking about a new hobby they have taken up. What does the girl find hard?
I really enjoyed the Latin dance club last weekend. What about you?
Yes, I liked it. It's the first time I've joined a club like that, and it was interesting meeting people who all have the same interest.
And it was easier than I thought, although there was a lot to remember. I didn't really have a problem learning the moves.
Me neither. For me, the only problem was not feeling like I was on the same wavelength as the others. Some of my dance partners were quite arrogant, and they made me feel stupid for not knowing the names of all the dances and steps.
I know what you mean. I'm sure that'll get easier as time goes on. Talking about time, the next meeting is a week on Saturday. Are you going?
Any Saturday is okay for me at the moment, at least until it gets closer to my exams. I guess I'll see you there.